Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. We do this every day at 11 a.m. So if you're new here, you know what to do. Alright, like this video and subscribe. It's Mutia Evans here again, and today we're talking about Kenyan content creators, or if you like, Kenyan YouTubers. It's sad that they are doing badly. Kenyan, or should I say, we are doing badly as a country. As content creators, or the so-called YouTubers. These content creators include musicians, artists, basically everyone's trying to create some content. Their main source of income is usually selling ads through the content they have created. There are platforms that allow you to make money without necessarily selling ads. For instance, if you create a nice movie, a good looking, a great movie, and have it on Netflix, you're making money from the views you get. Alright, without necessarily selling ads, but still you have to do a pretty good job so that enough people watch it for you to make money. So simply, you have no choice but to do a good job. Unfortunately, the Kenyan markets, or the Kenyan YouTubers, Kenyan content creators, have been doing so badly, and therefore most of them are struggling financially. That explains why you see most of them faking their lifestyles. They can't afford to live the life they want to live. And today, in this video, I'll tell you why and what we need to change. Why is this necessary? There's no industry without all of us. It's you that are the person, 1,000 of us, 1,000,000 of us, and that's how you build an industry. This hit me. I've always known this, but this really hit me when recently Mr. Beast, one of the best YouTubers we have, content creators in the world we have, came to the country, did a video, and do you know what? If you think I'm just hating on content creators or not appreciating what they're doing, just go on YouTube and search for Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast has been in the game for years. If you check out Mr. Beast, he has more than 210 million subscribers. That's just one of his many YouTube channels. In that YouTube channel, he has more than 767 videos, as you can see there. I hope you can see that. And you can check this out on your own. And of those videos, the most recent was the one he was building wells, which around 50 or so were in Kenya. And the video is titled, "I Built 100 Wells in Africa." That video that was posted 11 days ago has today garnered over 104 million views. I give you a second to let that sink in. 104 million views. You know what that means? That it would take the next 10 years for a Kenyan to create such a video and get 104 million views in the next 11 days. In fact, I do not think, and I've done my research, we have a Kenyan video that has 100 million views. But this particular video that was done here in Kenya, but by a foreigner, has garnered over 104 million views in 11 days. What that means is, in just a month or two, this video will be 1 billion views. Just assume this guy makes money only through AdSense. How much do you think he'll have made from that single video? But that didn't just happen. As you can see here, the guy has created many videos, 700 plus. And of these videos, they are really good quality. It's not a video you just sit back in your house and do nothing and expect people to watch and send everyone on your contact list the video to go and watch. It's a quality video, a good quality video. It's like a movie in a short video. It's a 10-minute video, but there's a lot. You can go check that. I'll drop the link in the comment section below. But here in Kenya, I don't think we're doing as well, and you can't blame our economy. We should not blame our leadership. Let's start with the economy. We are currently in the 66th economy in the world. So it means we're doing better than more than half of the rest of the world. So we really can't complain. We can't blame the economy. We can't blame the leadership. I think this particular administration has done so much to empower the youth, bringing all kinds of people here. giving you the freedom to pause, to create whatever content you want without getting into the wrong side of the law, which is also a very tricky balance to strike. But at least they have done their part. They have provided internet connection. We have one of the fastest internet connection, and therefore we can't blame the government for that. But we have a few things we have to change. We have 10 things I believe Kenyan YouTubers are doing wrong. Before we get into that, I have to mention something to you, that this video you see here is proudly sponsored by my good friends at Standard Clothing Store. I leave their link below. They dress me and they make me look the way I do. So check them out for men's suits, shoes, and all the other items you need for a modern man. They are very friendly in prices and also in service. So go check them out and you can get some very nice slim fitting and regular fitting suits and all the accessories in between. With that out of the way, let's talk about the 10 things our Kenyan YouTubers, our Kenyan content creators are doing wrong. Something they have to change or perish. It's as simple as that. I'm not trying to be tough here. I'm just being honest with you. Just like you'd be honest with me. And you'd be my good friend to be honest with me. The first thing is simple. Lacking of originality. What content creators in Kenya are doing are simply copy-pasting. Doing what the other person has done. And that will never win the game. Imagine if you were a movie creator and all you did is copied from other movie creators and did your own movies. Who would watch your movies? No one. You have to come up with original stuff. Do you see what Mr. Beast did? Coming to Kenya and create and digging, right? Digging 50 in Africa, 100 wells to impact people's lives positively. But his main goal was to create the content. That's an original idea. We do not have anyone else who has done that. And that's why you and I know about it. If you just came here, went to Mara, Masai Mara, wonderful place, went to the coast, took some nice videos, everyone has done that already. Everyone has done that already. But he took a different angle to it. He did something different. He invested some money to it. And he is getting the value back. So you sit there, challenge yourself to be original. Think, reason, come up with ideas. Could be the simplest idea ever, but it will make a huge difference. Why? Because it's original. Number 2, treating YouTube as a hobby. If you are to make money from YouTube, if you are to make money from content creation, then you have to treat it as a career. It's no longer a fun way to pass time. It's a serious career. Just like we have the movie industry. Just like we have the media. You see, people wake up very early in the morning, 4 a.m., 3 a.m. in the morning, to go on radio, to go on TV and provide value to the listeners, value to the viewers. So you, just because you have YouTube on your at your disposal, doesn't mean you'll treat it as a hobby and still make money. You have to get serious about it. That was number 2. Number 3 is not being competitive. Let's face it, and it's good Mr. Beast came all the way to Kenya, because this point now makes a lot of sense. Guys, ladies and gentlemen, your competition is not your friend next door. The entire world is watching, and you're competing against other people across the globe. Mr. Beast is your competition. You're competing for the same attention in Mr. Beast, who has just garnered 100 million views within 11 days after creating a video right here in Kenya. So as you create your videos, think about how competitive that video is in terms of editing, in terms of quality, in terms of information. Remember, people go on YouTube for 2 things: to be entertained or to be educated. So if it's entertaining, if you're a comedian, ensure you're creating content that is competitive, that you can compete with Kevin Hart, because that's your competition as a comedian. If you're an artist, Guys, Bishop can compete with Chris Brown. So before you drop that, what do you call it? These funny songs Kenyans are creating on YouTube or producing on YouTube, ask yourself, where do you stand when your video is played next to that of Chris Brown, the latest from Chris Brown? Are you competitive? If you're not, then up your game. There's no, you can't give an excuse. You just have to level up and do better than other people out there. And people have invested millions of shillings out there, millions of dollars to create wonderful content. So do the same, all right? Be competitive. You're not competing with that schoolmate in your school, that classmate. No, your competition is in the US. Your competition is in China. Well, China, maybe not as much. But think of the other economies doing very well. In the UK, yes, you're competing right there with your content with Premier League. Competing for the same attention. Premier League is creating... Let me not go there. That was number 3. Number 4, creating content for the local market. And that goes together. Thinking that it's like the TV. You know, TV stations are okay to create content for the local market. Why? They are only reachable by the local market, or they used to be. Right now, they create a lot of content for the rest of the world. But at least most of their focus is in the local market. And so are the advertisers and everyone else. But for you, you're not. As a YouTuber, you're reaching someone in Malaysia, you're reaching someone in the US, someone in Korea, someone in South Africa, North Africa, everywhere, in China. So you really have to create content for everyone. So before you do your video, your next video in Swahili, all right? Before you do your next song in Sheng, ask yourself, how many people can understand that language? Do you know why what do we call it? The Nigerian songs are doing very well, the Afrobeats? It's because they at least try to use English, even though they have a very, very tough or very strong tongue. Because of their language, you can hear a thing or two in there, and that's why they're beating us. You're creating content in Sheng, and the only people who understand Sheng are in Nairobi. You only have 5 million people in Nairobi. Only 1 million of those people will watch your video in a lifetime. So before you do that, think about the market. You're not creating content for the local market anymore, but the rest of the world. Next is cloud chasing. Kenyan YouTubers, Kenyan content creators and cloud chasing have become synonymous. That you just have to create to come up to create some cloud, to chase some cloud for you to remain relevant. Do not fall for that. You'll be relevant for a few days, a few weeks, a few months, but Kenyans will forget you for good, and you'll only be relevant here. Remember, your market is not only here. Why? We only have 50 million Kenyans. Of those 50 million, you can imagine 50% of those have no idea and do not care about your content. And what is left, which is around 25 million people, most of them do not have access, or quite a number of them do not have access to YouTube. So the only people who can watch your video are maybe 5 to 10 million people. Good? So with that number, even if everyone watched, you'd still not be making the money you want to make. So do not even try it. Create good content. Create value. I mean, no one is creating cloud chasing on Netflix. Good? They are creating good quality content. They are creating valuable content, and people are willing to pay the top dollar, their last shilling for that. So do the same and you'll thank me later. Next, I'm about to be done here. Being not being authentic. We are faking it too much, ladies and gentlemen. Out here, I mean, no one trusts anything anymore. And we really have to sanitize this industry. We have to come out and say, do you know what? We are being honest. We are building a different industry altogether, because people have been faking everything. They're not authentic. People buying houses left, right, and center, new houses, new cars, and all those things. And you know what that means is people might subscribe to your channel for at the beginning, but as soon as they realize all this was just fake, they will never trust anything you have to say. So you lose credibility through that. And that explains why the mainstream media still has their position. Because for them, they do due diligence and they ensure everything they report, everything is truthful, is factful. They don't deal with stories made up. It has to be facts. Until we do that on YouTube, on social media, no one, and I mean no one, will take us serious. But when you do, as an individual, it starts with you. Start being honest, start being authentic. People will realize it, and before you know it, they are glued to you. You're making the money, and you're making the big moves. Next is not being creative. I wish I could stress this enough. We have enough people who have done content about whatever you're thinking to do content about. If it's tourism, enough people have done that. There's no place in this world, probably, maybe, that has not been filmed today by someone. So you really have to be creative. You have to change how you give that, or you share that information, how you share that film, how you share that video. Otherwise, why would people rewatch something they have watched before? They have no reason to do that. So be creative, be different, all right? Some of us have a different way of telling stories, a different voice, all right? A different personality. Use that. Be creative. Come up with a different way of doing things. Do not just copy and paste and do what everyone else is doing. Next is not understanding YouTube. Before, if there's something I beg everyone to do before they start a YouTube channel, whether to post music videos, to post your own videos, educational videos, spend time understanding YouTube. YouTube has been there for years and it will be there for the next many decades. So it doesn't hurt if you spend the next 6 months studying YouTube, and there's enough information on YouTube about YouTube. Just decide today that I'm going to study YouTube and understand it inside out. It will pay off and you'll thank me later. I'm telling you that for sure. Next is not investing in YouTube. YouTube is never what it used to be, where you just wake up one day with an average camera or an average phone and take funny quality videos with no proper audio and expect to make money off that video. Everything has changed. It's a serious profession. It's a serious game. You see how doctors go to the medical school and spend 7-10 years there to become a doctor? That's the same mentality you should have when you're getting on YouTube. You should invest your time, your money, and your effort. Buy a nice camera or at least a nice phone. Start from there, all right? Then get some other nice equipment. Basically, invest in your craft, including your content. Just because you're a YouTuber doesn't mean you have to depend on free content. There's something I see our Kenyan YouTubers do a lot today. Something that was started, if I'm not wrong, by Mungai, interviewing people. Whoever is trending at any one point in time, you walk around and ask them questions. No one will pay you anymore for doing that. We have enough people doing that, and people do not even believe in that anymore. Look at what our mainstream media does. They do proper interviews, guys. Proper interviews where they ask the right questions. Not just another questions, giggling and laughing around. No, proper interviews, asking the right questions, some that are tough, and most of them do that because they have the craft, right? They have the skills. They have done that long enough, and so they are skilled. So if you're a serious YouTuber, in fact, what I recommend of you, and if you want to build YouTube as a career, go to school and study media. Look for a course in media. You learn a lot. How to handle cameras, how to handle the audio, and all the things in between. How to speak better, all that. Do it. Take a diploma will take you around two years, and most of the time you'll be out of school and doing other things, including creating content. And you can create content as you learn. If you're not available, learn online. Look for books, look for videos, look for audios. Listen to more people. Listen to more news. Learn how people ask questions and all kind of things. Next is that our people are just lazy. Kenyans are known to find the easiest way out. It's our culture. It's just how we're built. And that, especially for those of us born in the 90s, has made us very lazy. We just do the minimum. Do enough not to be fired. On YouTube, if you do enough not to be fired, or if you plan to do that, if you're watching this video, do yourself a favor. It won't work. Find something else you can do. YouTube is hard. It's hard, guys. It's hard. Me and my few subscribers you see on this channel, I think they are currently at 6,000. But I appreciate them. Thank you guys for subscribing, and I know that I will keep growing. It has taken years because I was casual about it. But now I know that it's a serious career. It's a serious profession. Yes, YouTube. We're talking about YouTube here. So if you're just lazy, don't even try. Go try doing something else. Maybe you can succeed elsewhere being lazy, but just sitting there and waiting for a few customers in a day and finding enough to buy unga. YouTube will not appreciate you for being average or mediocre. Mediocrity and YouTube, they don't appear together. Finally, and this is the bonus. We've already done the 10. This is the 11th, or if you like the bonus, is over sexualized content. Kenyans, come closer. I'm talking to you. I know we have a lot of energy as a community. Rarely do we exchange or have a discussion for 5-10 minutes without finding a way to make it sexual. You know, every other word in this country has been turned sexual, especially the Swahili ones. You mention these, people are thinking, that's sexual. And so we've taken that also as a culture. I don't know if you should call it a culture to content creating, but that everything we do today is sexualized. You find the people we used to respect as content creators, all they do is create content, sexual content today. And you wonder, what makes them think that will create value or is helping them create value? Because if it was, I mean, porn stars who create porn would be doing very well today, but they're not. Who knows about one today who is a millionaire, even alone a billionaire? I do not know of any. So if you're there thinking, sexualizing your content because it seems it's the new fashion, it's the new way of doing things, you start a YouTube channel, you make sure you have someone, all right? And she's pretty or he is good looking, and you now start creating content with them. Oh, guys, this is the family, this family, that family, and then you... Guys, you might get a few thousands of views here in Kenya, but the rest of the world don't appreciate it. Some cultures do not even embrace being in the same video, all right, with your spouse. And by the way, I don't think it's a good thing. So create real content. Create real content. If it's a movie, create a movie. I mean, you don't find those families creating movies together. They do something professional. With professional actors creating good content, people appreciate it. They are paid. In fact, it's very well paying if you take it seriously. So do it, and you thank me later. Guys, those are the 10 or 11 things I think our YouTubers are doing wrong, me included, and it's high time we change that. if there's something we've learned in the last 1 month, or this year, let's call it this year, is that YouTube pays, and pays in a big way. And none of our people, none of our content creators is making tangible income from YouTube. Why? Simple. Simple. We are doing things wrongly. It's time we change that. It's time we change that. And the whole world will be for us for the taking. The same way we do other things diligently, you'll find a Kenyan working in every corner of these worlds. Let's get serious with YouTube as well. Let's kick out the jokers. And I think that has started happening. I'm happy. I see today, you won't see a joker getting free views on YouTube. Only serious content creators are currently getting the views or the attention on social media. So let's go do it. It's doable. It takes you and I. We go there. First video, second video, the third video, and before you know it, you've totally changed the culture, and everything is working for all of us. I see a lot of foreigners come in this country, create wonderful content. You've seen them also. Mr. Beast is just one of them. So let's borrow from them. Let's borrow from them. But at least go check what Mr. Beast is doing. You'll be challenged and inspired at the same time. The things that the young guy is doing, the money is putting in, all right? The time, the attention, it's a lot. And he deserves everything he's getting. Otherwise, if you continue as we are, if it's business as usual, if you maintain the status quo, we'll remain where we are, where none of our content creators is making a tangible income. Guys, we can't show one. Give me a name in the comment section and I'll tell you why they're not making money. In fact, I'll tell you the average they're making. Mention names below of people you think they're making money on YouTube and I'm just hating. Otherwise, drop your comment if you agree with me. If you do not, and if you have something to add, drop a comment. Also, I always make sure I respond to all comments on this channel. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next one, and decide to make a difference. Today's video, as I said earlier, was sponsored by Standard Clothing Store. I link them below. Go check them out and get some of this nice looking stuff. Thank you so much. Bye bye for now.